Hello, and welcome back to Fluent English Journey, the channel where we learn to grow both in English and in life. I am really happy that you're here today. Thank you for choosing to spend some time with me. It does not matter if this is your first time listening or if you have been with us for a while. I appreciate that you are here for more than just English. You are here for growth, self-discovery, and for that small voice inside you that says, I am ready for more. Today's episode is called Wake Your Power, and it is about something very important that lives inside you right now. Even if you cannot feel it at this moment, even if life has been busy, stressful, confusing, or full of distractions, your potential is still there. It may be quiet, it may be sleeping, but it is waiting for you to wake it up. So, what does it mean to wake your power? It means recognizing the strength inside yourself, even the parts you may have ignored. It means not hiding your gifts, the parts of you that are brave, creative, curious, or kind. It is about finding the courage, focus, and energy to move forward in your own direction, not someone else's. Tapping into your hidden potential means understanding that you are capable of more than you may believe. Once you start seeing it, truly seeing it, your life can start to change. Here on this channel, we do something special. We talk about life, motivation, fear, growth, and goals. But we also talk about language. This episode is designed for upper intermediate English learners who want to improve their listening, speaking, and thinking in English, while also learning how to grow as a person. As you listen today, you will hear natural English with common phrases, useful expressions, and real emotional energy. You will hear different types of sentences, some short and clear, some longer and more complex, to help you understand real spoken English the way people actually use it in life. But more than learning English, I want you to feel something today. I want you to remember that your journey is not over, neither in English nor in life. Deep inside you, there is a version of yourself that is stronger, wiser, more confident, and more focused. That version of you is waiting to be seen. Take a breath. Close your eyes for a moment. Ask yourself, have I ever felt that there is more inside me, waiting to come out? If your answer is even a quiet yes, then this episode is for you. Let's begin. The silent power inside you. We all have something inside us that is powerful but often unnoticed. This is your untapped potential. What does that mean? It means there are parts of you, abilities, talents, strengths, even dreams that have not been used yet. They are there, but hidden, like a seed under the soil waiting for the right time to grow. Or like a sleeping giant, calm on the outside but full of strength and energy inside. Just because we cannot see something does not mean it is not there. Life can sometimes make us forget about this power. We follow the same routines. We work, we study, we do what is expected, and slowly our bigger dreams, the ones that used to make our hearts beat faster, start to feel far away. We tell ourselves things like, maybe later. It is too hard. I am not ready. I am just not that kind of person. When we think like this, our potential stays hidden. But it is still inside us, waiting for us to notice it, believe in it, and use it. It's not that our potential is not real. It's just that we have been ignoring it. I remember a time when I wanted to try something completely new. Something I had never done before. I wanted to speak in public, share my ideas, inspire others, and be heard. But just thinking about standing in front of a crowd made my hands sweat and my heart race. I kept telling myself, I'm not good enough. I'm not that kind of person. I don't have what it takes. For a long time, I believed these thoughts. I avoided situations where I had to speak. I stayed quiet, even when I had something important to say. And during that time, my potential stayed asleep. Not because it wasn't real, but because I didn't believe in it. The truth is, deep inside me, that power was always there. Silent, yes, but alive. Once I decided to stop ignoring it and started practicing even a little, I began to change. Was it easy? No. But was it possible? Absolutely. This is how potential works. It doesn't disappear. It waits. And maybe, just maybe, it is waiting inside you too. Think about something you have always wanted to do. Maybe it is learning to speak fluent English. Maybe it is starting a business, writing a book, teaching, helping others, or even changing your lifestyle. Now ask yourself, why haven't you done it yet? Is it because you don't have the skills? Or is it because something inside you said, I'm not ready, or I'm not that kind of person? Many of us let fear or self-doubt make the decisions for us. We hide from challenges because we are afraid to fail. But here's the truth. Failure is not the opposite of success. It is part of success. Every small step you take, every small action you make, wakes up a little more of your power. The more you wake it, the more you feel it. Look at the strongest, most successful, and inspiring people. They didn't start strong. They started scared. They started confused. They had doubt, just like you and me. The difference is, they didn't stop there. They looked inside and said, there is something more in me, and I am going to find it. So today, I want to ask you a simple but powerful question. What part of yourself have you been ignoring? Is it your creativity, your confidence, your discipline, or your voice? And what would happen if you stopped ignoring it and started growing it, even just a little? You don't have to change everything at once. You don't have to be perfect. You just have to begin. Your potential is not gone, it is just sleeping. And you, yes you, have the power to wake it up. What holds us back? Now that we've talked about the silent power inside you, let's ask an important question. Why don't we use it? If we have so much potential, why does it stay quiet for so long? Why do so many people go through life without using their talents, ideas, or voice? The answer often comes down to what is happening inside us. Most of the time, it's not the world that stops us, it's our own mind. We face what I call internal blockers. These are thoughts, beliefs, or feelings that quietly hold us back. The most common ones have names: fear, perfectionism, and self-doubt. Let's start with fear. Fear is natural. It is part of being human. Fear keeps us safe from danger. But sometimes, fear keeps us stuck. We are afraid of failure. Afraid of looking foolish. Afraid of what others might think. Sometimes, we are even afraid of success, because success brings responsibility, change, and challenges. Fear, perfectionism, and self-doubt are often what hold us back. Fear can stop us from moving forward, even when we know we want more. It can make us stay in the same place instead of reaching for our dreams. Have you ever stopped before even starting something because you thought you weren't ready? I think we all have. Next, there is perfectionism. This is the belief that everything must be perfect. If it's not exactly right, then it's not good enough. Perfectionism might sound smart or responsible, but in reality, it is just another form of fear. It tells you, don't try until you're sure you won't make mistakes. But let me ask you, when are we ever 100% sure? If we wait for perfect, we never begin. And if we never begin, we never grow. Then there is self-doubt. That quiet voice in your head that whispers, you can't do this. It tells you that you're not smart enough, not strong enough, or not ready. When you hear this voice again and again, you start to believe it. These thoughts, fear, perfectionism, self-doubt, are called limiting beliefs. They limit your growth, your actions, and your life. The truth is, most of them are not real. They are just stories we tell ourselves. They may come from past mistakes, other people's opinions, or fear of being rejected. When you add all of these together, you get something called the comfort zone. The comfort zone is a place where life feels safe, familiar, and easy. It is not a bad place, but it is not a place for growth. In your comfort zone, nothing really changes. You do the same habits, think the same thoughts, and follow the same path. You may feel safe, but deep inside, you know something is missing. Here is an example. Imagine someone who wants to improve their English speaking skills. They listen to podcasts, study vocabulary, and read grammar books. But they never speak out loud. Why? Not because they can't, but because they're afraid of making mistakes. They want to sound perfect. They doubt their accent, their grammar, or the words they use. So, they stay silent. They stay in the comfort zone, and their speaking never improves. But if that person just tried, even a little bit every day, they would improve much faster than they imagined. Now, let's make this personal. Think about your own life. Think about something you haven't done yet. Not because you don't want to, but because something inside you is holding you back. Is it a new job, a new skill, a creative project, or a conversation you've been avoiding? Ask yourself, what is really stopping me? Is it danger, or is it just fear? Am I waiting for perfect, or can I start now, even imperfectly? You are not alone. We all have these blocks. Even the most confident people feel fear. Even successful people face self-doubt. The difference is that they move through it. They don't let those voices make the final decision. They hear the fear, the perfectionism, and the doubt, and then they take a breath and act anyway. That is what waking your power really means. It doesn't mean becoming fearless. It means being braver than your fear. It doesn't mean being perfect. It means being willing to try. It doesn't mean knowing everything. It means trusting that you will learn along the way. You are not stuck. You are not broken. You are capable of growth, of change, and of amazing things if you just begin. You've been waiting. Maybe today is the day you stop waiting. Maybe today is the day for a turning point, a way-up moment. Sometimes, we move through life on autopilot. We wake up, go to work or school, do what we're supposed to do, and then go to bed. Days pass. Weeks pass. Months pass. We keep moving, but we are not really living. We are surviving, not growing. We tell ourselves, I'll change later, or I'll try someday. But life doesn't wait for someday. And then, sometimes, something happens. A moment. A way-up call. It could be a failure, a big mistake, a personal loss, or even just a conversation. Someone says something that touches you deeply. Something changes inside you, and suddenly you realize, I can't stay the same anymore. These are what I call turning points. They don't always feel good at first. In fact, they often come with pain, confusion, or disappointment. But when we look back, we see that these moments shake us awake. They push us out of our comfort zones and force us to grow. Let me give you an example you probably know. J.K. Rowling, the author of the Harry Potter series, went through one of the darkest periods of her life before becoming successful. She was a single mother, living in poverty, struggling with depression, and writing her first book in cafes because she could not afford heating at home. She had no money, no job, and no clear future. But she had one thing, a deep desire to share her story. That struggle became her turning point. She decided she had nothing to lose and sent her book to publishers. She was rejected many times, but she didn't give up. Her pain became her power. That's what a turning point can do. It shows you what matters. It wakes you up from sleep and says, it's time. Sometimes a wake-up call comes in a smaller, quieter way. I remember talking to a friend about a dream I had. I wanted to start a podcast, but I quickly followed with excuses. I don't have time. My voice isn't good. I don't know enough. My friend looked at me and said, you've been saying the same thing for years. When are you going to stop talking and just start? It wasn't rude. It wasn't harsh. But it was exactly what I needed. In that moment, I realized I had been waiting for everything to be perfect. I had been letting fear and doubt control my life. That conversation became my turning point. So now, think about your own life. What moment shook you awake? Was it a failure that taught you a lesson? A loss that showed you what really matters? A challenge that forced you to grow? Or maybe it was a quiet moment alone when you realized you were tired of being stuck. Whatever it was, don't ignore it. Don't forget it. Turning points are gifts. They remind us that change is possible. We are not trees. We are not meant to stay in the same place forever. We are made to move, to grow, to become. Even if you haven't had a clear turning point yet, maybe this is it. Maybe this episode, these words, this moment, is the start of your wake-up call. You don't need a perfect plan. You need a powerful reason. A reason to start, a reason to believe, a reason to keep going even when it's hard. And often, that reason comes from a moment that changes you. So I'll ask you again, what moment in your life shook you awake? Think about it. Feel it. And when you are ready, use it. Let it be the beginning of something real. Mindset shift. You don't have to be perfect. Now, let's talk about something that quietly stops millions of people from growing, the need to be perfect. Perfectionism sounds good at first. Who doesn't want to do their best, right? But here's the problem. Perfectionism doesn't help you grow. It keeps you stuck. It makes you wait. It makes you afraid to try. Growth doesn't come from being perfect. Growth comes from taking action, learning, making mistakes, and trying again. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to start. When you always feel like something has to be 100% correct before you start, or before you show it to the world, you end up doing one thing over and over, waiting. Perfectionism is the voice in your head that says, "This isn't good enough yet." It tells you, you can't speak English until you sound like a native speaker, or you shouldn't start that project until you know everything. It sounds responsible, but really, it's just fear hiding behind nice words. The truth is, you don't have to be perfect. You just have to begin. Connected to perfectionism is another trap, comparison. We look at other people and think, wow, they're so much better than me, or they're already successful, so why should I try? We scroll through social media, see someone else speaking confidently or achieving something, and we feel small. We think, I'm too late. But remember, you are not in a race with anyone else. You are only on a journey with yourself. One of the biggest lessons I ever learned came from a personal failure. And yes, I'll be honest, it was public and embarrassing. A few years ago, I was invited to speak at a local event. I was excited but nervous. I wanted every word to be perfect. I practiced my speech again and again, rewriting it multiple times. But when the moment came, I froze. I forgot part of my talk. My voice shook. My mind went blank. I felt embarrassed. I felt like a failure. Afterwards, I didn't want to talk about it. I wanted to hide. But something surprising happened. A few people from the audience came up to me and said, "Thank you for being real." One person said, "You inspired me, not because you were perfect, but because you were honest." That moment changed me. I realized I didn't need to be perfect to make an impact. I just needed to show up and be authentic. That experience taught me an important truth. Done is better than perfect. You grow through what you go through. Real progress doesn't come from perfect moments. It comes from showing up every day, even when it's messy, even when it's not smooth. Think about learning English. If you only speak when everything sounds correct in your head, you'll never speak at all. But if you allow yourself to speak with mistakes, you will grow faster than you ever imagined. The same is true for any skill, goal, or dream. Growth comes from consistency, not perfection. What matters most is not how amazing you are today. It's whether you keep showing up tomorrow. It's whether you take one more step forward, even if you fall sometimes, even if you fail in front of others. So, ask yourself, have you been waiting to feel ready before starting? Have you been comparing your beginning to someone else's middle? Have you been letting fear of not being perfect stop you from improving? If the answer is yes, that's okay. You are not alone. We all fall into that trap sometimes. But now that you see it, you can choose something different. You can choose progress over perfection. You can choose to keep going, even if it's slow. You can choose to learn out loud in public and get stronger in the process. Remember, You don't have to be perfect to begin, but you do have to begin to get better. Take the pressure off. Let yourself be a beginner. Let yourself make mistakes. Let yourself learn in the real world. Speak up. Try things. Fail forward. Watch how fast you grow. Perfection isn't the goal. Progress is. Start small. Start now. If there is one secret to success, to change, and to waking your power, it is this: start small. Start now. We often think that big changes require big actions. We believe we need to make a huge decision, take a giant leap, or wait for the perfect moment. But the truth is, progress is not about making one big move. Progress comes from taking small steps again and again. Think about a baby learning to walk. Do they start by running across the room? No. They take small, wobbly steps. They fall. They get up. They try again. Each time, they get a little stronger. That is why we call them baby steps. They may seem small, but they're the beginning of everything. You can use the same idea in your life and in your English learning. Let's say you want to improve your vocabulary. You don't need to learn 100 words in one day. That's unrealistic. But you can learn 5 new words each day. In 1 week, that is 35 words. In 1 month, over 140. These small steps create a snowball effect. One small action grows bigger and faster over time. The more you learn, the more confident you feel. The more confident you feel, the more you practice. And the more you practice, the more you grow. Or maybe you want to improve your speaking skills. You don't need to give a speech in front of a crowd right away. You don't even need a partner. You can start by speaking just 1 minute a day out loud in front of a mirror or recording yourself on your phone. 1 minute today. 1 minute tomorrow. Over time, 1 minute becomes 5. 5 becomes 10. Soon, you will feel comfortable speaking in real situations. This is what we mean by one foot in front of the other. It is a simple phrase, but a powerful one. It means you keep moving forward step by step, without rushing, without panicking, and without expecting perfection. Focus only on the next small step. The problem is, we often tell ourselves that small actions don't matter. We think 5 minutes isn't enough, or learning 1 word a day won't change anything. But this kind of thinking is what keeps us stuck. In reality, small actions build habits, and habits shape your future. Let me share something personal. When I first started podcasting, I was overwhelmed. I didn't know how to write a full script, how to edit audio, or how to publish an episode. I kept thinking I need to know everything before I start. But that mindset was blocking me. One day, I changed my approach. I said, today, I'll just write the first paragraph. That was it, 1 paragraph. The next day, I wrote the second paragraph. Then I recorded just the intro. Each step was small, but each step moved me forward. After some time, I had a full episode ready to share with the world. That is how progress works. You don't climb a whole mountain in one day. You climb it step by step. You don't need to be fast. You just need to keep moving. So I want you to reflect. What is one small thing you can do today that your future self will thank you for? Don't choose something big. Choose something possible, something real. Maybe it's writing 1 sentence in English. Maybe it's watching a 5-minute video and repeating what you hear. Maybe it's saying 1 sentence out loud in English. Or maybe it's something in your personal life, sending a message you've been avoiding, organizing your workspace, or taking a 10-minute walk. Do it today. Not tomorrow. Not someday. Start small. Start now. Every big dream begins with 1 tiny, honest step. Take that step and keep walking. Consistency over motivation. We often wait for motivation before taking action. We think we need to feel ready or inspired. But the truth is, motivation comes and goes, like the weather. One day we feel excited and full of energy. The next day we feel tired or distracted. If we only take action when we feel motivated, we will never be consistent. That's why routines and habits are more powerful than motivation. Motivation may start the engine, but consistency keeps it running. Think about someone who wants to get fit. On January 1st, they feel motivated and join a gym. They go for a few days, maybe even a few weeks. But soon, motivation fades. Life gets busy. They feel tired. They stop going, and the goal is forgotten. Small actions build habits. Now, compare this to someone who decides to do just 10 minutes of exercise every day, even when they don't feel like it. Over time, those small daily actions build strength and discipline. They form a habit, and that habit becomes part of their life. It's the same with learning English or anything else. Maybe you want to improve your speaking skills. At first, you feel excited. You listen to podcasts, watch videos, and try speaking. But then you have a bad day. You make a mistake. You feel embarrassed or unsure. If you stop there, you lose your rhythm. But if you keep going, even just 5 or 10 minutes a day, you will grow slowly, step by step. Your confidence and skills will improve over time. This is where habits come in. Habits are like autopilot. When something becomes a habit, you don't have to think about it, you just do it. Think about brushing your teeth. You don't feel excited every day, but you do it anyway. If you can build the same kind of habit for learning or personal goals, you won't need motivation all the time. You will just show up and do the work. That is where real progress comes from. There is a great saying, you don't need to be great to start, but you need to start to be great. This means you don't have to be perfect or amazing from day one. You just need to begin and then keep going day by day. One foot in front of the other. That is how great things happen. Ask yourself, can you commit to something small but regular? Maybe 10 minutes of practice a day, or writing a few lines in English, or listening to one short podcast. Don't wait for motivation to strike like lightning. Create a system. Build a habit. Let your routine guide you, even on the days when motivation is missing. In the end, it's not about how fast you go. It's about how often you show up. That is the power of consistency. Your hidden power is needed. Sometimes, we forget how powerful we really are. We look at other people who are more successful, more confident, or more experienced, and we start to believe we are not good enough. We say things like, I'm just an ordinary person, or who would listen to me? But the truth is, each of us has something special inside, a gift, a strength, a hidden power. And that power is not just for you, it is for others too. You may not see your own potential clearly yet. Maybe you are still learning, still growing, still figuring things out. That is okay. Everyone starts somewhere. But don't let your doubts stop you. There are people out there, your friends, your family, or even strangers, who can be helped, inspired, or touched by what you have inside. Maybe it's your story. Maybe it's your energy. Maybe it's your kindness, your ideas, or your courage. Whatever it is, it matters. Think of it this way. If you don't use your hidden power, the world misses something important. It's like having a light but keeping it covered. The light can't help anyone if it is never turned on. Someone out there is waiting for you to wake your power. Maybe they are going through a hard time and need your support. Maybe they feel lost and need your example. Or maybe they just need to know that they are not alone. And your words, your journey, or your strength can give them hope. We often think, when I'm more confident, then I'll speak up, or when I'm perfect, then I'll share my ideas. But the world doesn't need perfect people. It needs real people. People who are willing to try, grow, and show up even when they feel afraid. Your hidden power doesn't have to be big or dramatic. It could be the way you listen, the way you speak with honesty, the way you help one person feel seen or heard. Using your gifts creates real impact, not just in your life, but in the lives of others. When you take one step forward, it encourages someone else to do the same. When you learn something and share it, it helps others grow. When you show courage, it gives others permission to be brave too. That is how energy spreads. The silent power inside you. Waking your power means noticing the strength inside yourself that maybe you've ignored. It means stopping the hiding of your gifts, the parts of you that are brave, creative, curious, or kind. It's about finding the energy, courage, and focus to move forward, not in someone else's direction, but in your own. Your potential is like a seed under the soil. It is quiet and hidden, but it's ready to grow with the right care and attention. Just because you cannot see it doesn't mean it isn't real. Life can make us forget our silent power. We go through routines, follow expectations, and slowly, our bigger dreams start to feel far away. We tell ourselves, I'm not ready, it's too hard, or I'm just not that kind of person. And that's how potential stays hidden. Fear, perfectionism, and self-doubt. We don't grow because of what is outside us. Most often, it is our own mind that holds us back. Internal blockers like fear, perfectionism, and self-doubt quietly stop us. Fear keeps us safe, but it also keeps us stuck. It makes us afraid of failure, afraid of looking silly, or even afraid of success because success brings responsibility and change. Perfectionism tells us everything must be 100% right before we start. It sounds responsible, but really it is fear in disguise. Waiting for perfect means we may never begin. Self-doubt is the quiet voice in your head that whispers, you can't do this. It tells you that you're not smart enough, not ready, not capable. These are called limiting beliefs, and most of the time, they are not even real. They are stories we tell ourselves, based on past mistakes, other people's opinions, or fear. All these things combine to create the comfort zone, a safe place where nothing changes. But inside your comfort zone, you don't grow. Turning points. Sometimes life shakes us awake. It could be a failure, a loss, a challenge, or even a conversation that changes everything. These are turning points, moments that push us out of our comfort zone and help us grow. Think of J.K. Rowling, who struggled as a single mother living in poverty, writing her first book in cafes. She had no money, no job, and no clear future, but her deep desire to share her story became her turning point. She faced rejection, kept going, and now we all know the result. Pain became power. Turning points remind us that change is possible. You were not meant to stay in the same place forever. Start small. Start now. The key to growth is simple. Start small. Start now. Progress is not about making one giant move. It is about taking small steps repeatedly. Like a baby learning to walk, they take wobbly steps, fall, get up, and try again. For example, in learning English, you don't need to learn 100 words in one day. Learn 5 words a day. In a week, that's 35. In a month, over 140. Or speak for 1 minute today, 2 minutes tomorrow. These baby steps build confidence, skill, and momentum. Small actions snowball into big results. Start with one step, then the next, then the next. Don't wait for the perfect time. Perfection isn't needed. Progress is the goal. Consistency over motivation. Motivation comes and goes, like the weather. You can feel excited one day and tired the next. If you only act when you feel motivated, you will not grow consistently. That's why habits and routines are more powerful than motivation. Motivation may start the engine, but consistency keeps it running. Think of someone exercising 10 minutes every day, even when they don't feel like it. Over time, small actions build discipline, strength, and momentum. Learning English works the same way. Even 5 or 10 minutes daily build skill, confidence, and courage. Habits become autopilot. You don't need constant motivation. You just show up every day and keep moving forward. Remember, you don't need to be great to start, but you need to start to be great. Your hidden power is needed. You may think you're ordinary, or not ready, or not capable. But the truth is, You have something special inside, a gift, a strength, a hidden power. And that power is not just for you, it's for others too. Maybe it is your story, your energy, your kindness, your ideas, or your courage. Someone out there is waiting for you to wake your power. Someone needs your example, your voice, or your light. You don't need to wait until you're perfect. The world doesn't need perfect people. It needs real people. Even small acts matter. Listening, speaking honestly, helping someone, or showing courage, all these spread energy and inspire others. When you grow, others grow too. That is how change spreads. Take your next step. Ask yourself now, what is one small power I have that I haven't used fully yet? What is one thing I can do today to share it, even in a small way? It could be helping someone learn, telling your story, creating something useful, or being a light in someone's dark moment. Your potential is a gift to the world. Start small. Start now. Be consistent. Keep taking baby steps, even when it's messy, even when it's uncomfortable. Show up, share your voice, and let your hidden power shine. Recap and reflection. Today we learned. Your mind can hold you back, but you can challenge fear, perfectionism, and self-doubt. Turning points wake you up and remind you change is possible. Start small and start now. Baby steps build confidence and momentum. Consistency beats motivation. Show up every day. Your hidden power matters. The world needs your gifts, your courage, and your energy. Now reflect. What one small step can you take today? Speak for 5 minutes, turn off your phone, journal, call a friend, or share your idea. Your future self will thank you. And don't forget, practice speaking about what you learned. Summarize it out loud, reflect, and use your voice. Even if no one is listening, your brain is listening. Your language is growing. Your confidence is building. Thank you for being here today. Keep learning. Keep growing. And never forget, you are capable of more than you know. Take one step today and keep moving forward.